Page 106, Summer Mountain Rain. At the top of the page, they're introducing you to what whole steps are. We've already had half steps. Remember, that's the closest distance between any two notes. Two halves make a whole. So two half steps make a whole step. I have a half step here. I have a half step here. So this is a whole step. So there's one key in between, white or black. Here, whole step, that's a half step. If I want a whole step, I gotta add another one. So there's one key in between white or black. This is a whole step because there's one key in between white or black. It's a whole step. That's really what they are, it's just whole steps. It's an interval of a second. A half step is an interval of a second, a whole step is an interval of a second. Alright, this will all make sense later on. Right now, just know what a whole step is. It's two half steps. In Summer Mountain Rain, let's look at this. It looks weird, so let's talk about it. At the beginning of this is a 4/4 time, and it goes fairly slow. But your first notes are a C and a D. You're going to have to just memorize those notes. I don't know if you've seen them before, but I'm telling you it's a C and a D. And it's 2 octaves below middle C. So the C is here and the D is here together. They can't put them vertical because they would get in each other's way. They have to turn them cockeyed a little, but they're connected. And so you play them at the same time. So you have that. In the second measure, you have a whole note, still a C and a D. And then again, and then the right hand takes over. Well, it's more than that, because in the first line on the first one of these half notes, that has an 8VA under it. You see the 8VA? That means you're going to take it down another octave and play it down here. If you have a short keyboard and you don't have those notes, you just play the lowest notes you've got. That's good enough. But on a regular piano, you play them down here. And then the next half notes are here, because the 8VA went away. It's not there. That little line under the 8VA, that's a little confusing. That's for the pedal. That's not the 8VA. The 8VA is only for that one half note. Here. And here. And the whole note is up here. You're playing the same notes in different octaves is all. And then you do it again for the next 2 measures. And that's fun. Then in the next line, the right hand gets to play 2, and it's up here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Isn't this fun? And then the left hand does its thunder again, I guess. So we're in a rainstorm, Here. And then the last measure, the first line there. It's measure, what, 9, isn't it? The left hand's going to do the first 2 notes here. And then the right hand's going to come down and do these notes. You're just moving down. You're liable to go anywhere, so anything goes here. And then in the second line, then the left hand's coming up here. Again, the right hand. So it's, and then the next one has an 8VA above it, so you go up an octave, so now we're up here. And then this mess, all these whole notes. Good grief. Well, you do what we call spell out the chord. Start with the bottom note and figure it out, and then you take each note one note at a time and you figure out the whole mess. So here you have a C, and let's take it where it is there. It's middle C, and then there's a D, and then there's an F, and a G, and an A. It's all the notes except the E. There. Then we can take it back up where it is, and they want the left hand to play the bottom 2 notes, and the right hand can play the others. Sounds good, don't it? And that's what that mess is. Then in the next line, you got these 8th notes again, but it's got an 8VA still. 8VA, so you're still up here. And the right hand's doing it, because the left hand's, while it's doing that, left hand's got to go back down here to be ready to play. So somehow you're doing that, you're going down here. And then the right hand does these, it's got an 8VA over it, so you're still up here, and this is an F, a G, an A, and a C. Again. And then for the last measure, it's got a 15 MA. Well, that's 2 octaves up. So you go up another octave and play it up there. This is one of those pieces where it's emulating something else. It's not music that you'd listen to dance to, or this is music that resembles, it's like impressionistic music. It resembles nature or resembles something else. I don't know. So the idea is once you have it, then you can go back and sort of put in the dynamics or put in the rhythm. 1, 2, and it doesn't matter how fast you go. This is a slow piece. 1, 2, 1. You're just going to lift up and move here because there's no rest. So lift up. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, and then the right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, blah blah blah. At the top of page 107, we're back down here. 2, 4. That's got a fermata over it, so you'd hold that out and just let the sound die away, and then when you're ready you can continue. Well, if I do this with a metronome, I'll just double it and hold it for 8 counts instead of 4. And then to continue, it's right where you're at. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And while you're doing this, get the left hand back down where it goes. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Like so. You take it your speed, whatever it is. Then when you kind of got that, there's no articulation to speak of. It's the dynamics. Starts out loud for the thunder. You had to decide how loud it is. Down here in this part of the piano, you can get loud easily, so don't get carried away here. And then you're going to echo that. And then the rain comes down, moderately soft, louder, softer, and then softly, and you're letting that just kind of die away. And then when you're ready, this is moderately soft here, a little louder, moderately loud, loud. Okay. Now the rain, and this is moderately loud, so you come down a little bit, and then you're going to decrease your decrescendo. A little softer, a little softer. See, on these, when I'm decreasing it, I'm doing it every 4/8 notes at a time. I do them in groups. It's not per note. I don't try and get softer with each note. Ugh. It's in groups of notes or groups of measures. It depends on how long it is. Here, I'm doing it here, and then a little softer, and then a little softer, and then a little softer. Now it's loud, a little softer, and soft. And I guess that's supposed to be the rainbow. And there, because it's soft and it's way up here, you can just leave it down until the sound dies away on its own. Now that's sort of the piece, and then all you got to do is add the pedal. Well, all you're doing is you're putting the pedal down, and I would put the pedal down first and then play the first note because it's loud. So I want the dampers off the strings, ready to go. And then when I hit that, those overtones go nuts immediately. So here I'd put the pedal down first and then the notes, and then you hold the pedal down for the whole piece at the end. Now hopefully at the end, then you lift the hand and the pedal at the same time. And hopefully the sound has pretty much died away by then. No. I'd like to play it with you slowly. I'm not really going to do the dynamics, but I want to do the notes and the rhythms. Actually, on this piece, I might try and do the dynamics because it's really the notes. You can't tell much if you're playing a right note or not when you got chords that sound like that because it's all jumbled up anyway. Or here. So maybe I'll try and do the dynamics too, and we'll see what happens. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4, off.